when children are asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? From the time I was like 4 or 5, I would say, I want to be a priest. And a lot of times they kind of like took people aback, because they expect like a fireman or policeman or something like that. But that awareness of a priestly vocation kind of stayed with me throughout my life. And when I got to the point where I could pray and say, Lord, I want to do your will, whatever it is, I felt pretty clearly that was priesthood. And so I decided to go to the seminary after high school. And I remember the first day that I moved in here, laying in bed that night after a busy day of moving in and saying, okay, God, here we go, let's begin. And the next morning, it must have been either a Sunday or a feast day. What woke me up was the Abbey's bells. And I just thought, what world have I woken up in? So during the time that I was here in seminary, it was really great years. I was learning and growing so much. And at the same time, was kind of looking next door to the monastery and was very attracted to it, to what I saw in it. So towards the time that I was going to be graduating from here, it was very clear to me that even though I wanted to be a priest and I loved seminary, that I needed to take some time away from the seminary. So I took some time off, and I was thinking, oh Lord, let me be back next year. I really wanted to continue on. And I was out for 6 years. Did a lot of things during those 6 years. I went to IPF in Omaha, Institute for Priestly Formation. And it was actually there on a retreat that I received the name Lazarus, personal prayer. And I went home, lived at home for a few years, kind of just worked on entering into basic identity, relearning how to be a son. Then I got a job in North Carolina in the mountains, working at this amazing summer camp, Camp Chassatonga. I did that for 5 summers. And I grew an incredible amount there, just in personal freedom and in the awareness of how truly free the Lord desires for us to be. And so I began to grow in that, and also to reflect on my years in seminary and on my perceived call to the priesthood. So I also worked during that time for 3 years with Father Dwight Longenecker, who's a well-known Catholic author and speaker. And his conversion from Anglicanism actually came about through connection with Benedictines. And so he has a great devotion to St. Benedict. And he really tries to put into practice in his pastoral ministry the teachings of St. Benedict. And so working with him for 3 years kind of brought back into the forefront of my mind what I had experienced here at St. Ben's. And as I did that, I began to see how the Lord who created me was the same Lord who was calling me. That my call was not just a random calling, but that it was particular to me, hand-tailored in a sense, right? The priest that I worked with, Father Longenecker, made a recommendation. He said, for those who've been discerning for a while, he said, I recommend this prayer. He said, pray, Lord, you know that I've been at this discernment thing for a while, and you know that I want to do your will. Lord, I'm going to recommit myself to seek your will, and I intend to move on what I receive in such and such amount of time. And I prayed that. And I don't remember how much time I gave the Lord, but within a few months, I was quite confident that this was what I wanted to seek out, that this is what he was calling me to, monastic life at St. Joseph Abbey. And so I reached out to the Vocations director And so I had to wait about a year, but was able to come and join the monks on Ascension, May 24th, 2020. So I've been here for more than 3 years as a monk, and have been extraordinarily happy.